I don't know, Pika. That last time you put the tape down for the for the blocking where like the chair should go, we couldn't get the tape off the floor, and it was a mess. It was a good idea, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. Welcome back once again. You've arrived at the Comics Coffee Table, and pull up a chair, grab a cup of your favorite whatever, and yeah, here we go. We talk about comic books every day, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern. Pull up a chair to our coffee table. Yes, we're at a coffee table. Kinda, Well, the coffee table for me was always an important place. When I was a younger person and had all these friends, and we were just hang out around the coffee table in the living room, and we'd be drinking or whatever, depending on what time of day it was. But there would be always people, friends, brilliant minds, interest, conversation, and usually a stack of books or movies involved. And so decided to continue the tradition of the coffee table style. The coffee table that this is a coffee table book. And so we've been using the coffee table most of the time of the show. So we're going to keep to the coffee table. Pull up a chair. Ah, delicious. We're also, during the month of January, we're just going to revisit this book real quickly. Just because, we're taking off as a show a bit. And just in case you missed it, last year. Today is January the 12th. Last year, we had a 7-minute, 23-second long episode, which got 6 views. Sure, fair enough. We all start somewhere. Don't get disheartened. But we've gotten so much better. We found our voice. And we're talking about comic books, and we do this every day. I'm so blessed and grateful to tune in at 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern daily. And if I'm able to catch the premiere in the live chat, God bless you. Thank you for showing up. I hope we're having a great time talking about comic books right now. Or leave a comment in the comment section. This is the kind of content that, continues. One thing I like to, one of my heroes is the PBS artist, Public Broadcasting System, Bob Ross. He's passed on, but he's got about 28 seasons of his little show, The Joy of Painting, which is under a half an hour long. It's got 2 cameras, or a simple setup, and it was basically what we do here about being YouTube creators. It's about having an evergreen message, and let's appreciate art, and let's appreciate storytelling. And if you love comics as much as I do, you are in the right place at the right time. We use a couple of books here. There are links to their Amazon page in the description if you want to play along at home. These are great resources for any comic books fans. During the course of this year, I'm going to be rebagging, reboarding, and reboxing my entire comic book collection. And I'm going to figure out their value and their grade. This is a really great book. And I've learned so much already, and I've got so much left to learn. Hopefully you do too. And if you have a comic book collection at home that needs some loving, the point of this show, and I want to say thank you to my parents. They bought me these for Christmas. And so this show is dedicated to my parents. And my mom and my stepdad. Thank you. And this is the gift that will keep on giving. And so get your own copy. Yeah, seriously, I've learned so much. We're going to learn so much more. And we're going to do it together. And so if you have an old comic book collection at home, check it out. Does it need a new box? Does it need a new long box? We're actually moving from the long box to... It's already got a little bit of heft to it. A short box. Long boxes are this big, and I weighed one last week. It was 50 pounds at least. And and this is filling up pretty quickly. I have Yeah, the Flash comics that we were talking about. You know, they got a bag, they got a board, they got tape. You know, I got a new roll of tape. I got a tape dispenser. I did not get a red stapler. I was tempted. Yet I did get, you know, it was the right price at Amazon. You know. Speaking of, but it's just, you know, the tape dispenser with 6 rolls. I'm gonna go through that with all of these comic books. Yet, to counter the Amazon argument, you know, I'm learning which supplies to get and which supplies not to get. I got to get better bags than these. Sure, I need Mylar bags. And, you know, are these the best boards I should be using? I don't know. I'm going to be finding out. But one thing I do know is I need to get better bags. And we're going to start there. So but I don't mind putting older stuff, I guess, in these cheaper bags. I guess, I don't know. Should I even be using these? Aren't these the kind of bags that are going to cling to the cover art and peel off, you know, color and leave, you know, is that's the worry? I can respect that. But yeah, so let's do our recap, our January redo. We used to use this book. We still do. You know, we're going to wean ourselves away from this book. But we've been using this book. It's called The Golden Age of DC Comics, 365 Days. It's one of these 365 days book we open up to today's date. It's January the 12th. We are going to look at some comic book art of an antediluvian age. Antediluvian means before the Noah flood. It's being allegorical here. You know, comic books contain allegory, metaphor, visual. You know, it's fiction. You know, and we're going to read the blurb, and we're going to then talk about comic books. And we talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year. We're going to do it, and got to get used to, you know, not banging on this book anymore. I mean, look at the poor corner of this book. I mean, I've literally, have I abused this book? Or have I just given it a second life? I don't know. I mean, but seriously, this is a well-loved book. That corner says it all. This spine is drooping. And we've given this book a second chance. It's great. It's really nice. It's a nice fate for any book. Let's see. Oh gosh, yeah. Oh, well, at least we got stuff to do. Oh gosh. It's a story by Jerry Siegel, art by Bernard Bailey from More Fun Comics, issue number 63, January of 1941. It's probably one of my least favorite characters to cover in this book all year long last year, who is Jim Corrigan, aka the Spectre. He got convoluted during his run. Jim Corrigan went from murdered cop to host of the Lord's Ghost of vengeance, to getting back to being separated from the Spectre, and Jim Corrigan getting a maybe the first case of comic book death. Maybe comic book death is yeah, we're gonna look that up and talk about that a little bit too. Then yeah, we're gonna have a little happy accident. No happy. Oh gosh. And the first thing I thought of was Gwen Stacy or Uncle Ben. You know, Spider-Man is tragic characters and comic book death. But what is comic book death? Comic book death? And because actually comic book death has a lot to do with today's show. Apparently, you know, that was unintended. It really is. It's going to make sense in just a moment if you're tuned in. Alrighty. It was a rare superhero who was also employed in law enforcement. Most of them were vigilantes with their own ideas about administering justice. Extrajudicial, you know. But Jim Corrigan started out as a cop and, in fact, was a dead cop before he could be transformed into the Spectre, a supernatural being of awesome ability who appeared to be empowered by nothing less than divinity. Capital D, divinity. This Spectre, seemingly designed to outclass even Superman, certainly exhibited an Old Testament wrath. Indeed. Old Testament too. Exactly, is the Jewish holy books too, the Torah and the Tanakh. I believe I'm saying that right. I hope so. If anyone is of the Jewish faith, please put a comment in the comment section. I kind of know that. I am an ordained minister, an amateur theologian, and so I kind of I know a little bit about world religions. A little bit. I'm like an amateur theologian. I'm a seeker, and I will always be learning about spirituality and world religions, my own faiths, and I will always be learning about comic books. Seriously, I was going through. We're going through the long boxes, and I'm finding some stuff. So a couple of things. I literally 8 different floppies so far that I know that my mom gave me in a brown paper bag that she's kept since back then. That would have been 1992. That these came out 1992, 93 when I was still living at home. I was 21 years old, and kind of just like shuffle. You stay at your girlfriend's place long enough, you eventually kind of move in of your younger 20s kind of thing. So just my mom had kept a couple of my things, and look, yeah, okay. Behold, here we go. Talk about comic book death. What is comic book death? All right, you know where we're gonna do. We're going to the wiki. ATST. Everyone needs to know that when I say wiki, that's my own kind of Rich Evans tribute. I love Red Letter Media. I love Rich Evans. I love Mike and Jay and everyone else. It's funny stuff. That's my cup of tea. And yeah. Comic book death from the wiki. In the comic book fan community, the apparent death and subsequent return of a long-running character is often called a comic book death. This happened a lot in soap operas too. I remember when Tad came back, and everyone thought he was Ted Orsini. And this is from All My Children in ABC Daily Serial. He's 1 p.m. Soap operas and comic books, we kind of bash the whole mentality of, another CW writer with melodramatic scenes of people talking in hallways or over supper. And yes, because it's okay to use like 2 panels of that stuff. Pages and pages of that is egregious and really brings down a superhero comic book. But little like those melodramatic moments, they're filled in soap operas. And so was like Coming Back from the Dead. The actor would have a falling out with the production team and be gone for months or a year or so. But then, out of popular demand, guess what? We've brought back Tad. We brought back Tina and Cord. Yes, remember that time Doc was, Marlena was possessed by the devil? Days of Our Lives. Fantastic, over-the-top stuff. This has always been around. Comic books are just one form of it, but also, it's the televised serial of the daily soap opera. I mean, but we also, I think, given that there's an angle to that, we kind of say it disparagingly. CW writers, meaning like primetime, the CW network making, kind of just modern shows for younger people, with and so it's always been around, hasn't it? Huh? Okay, let's get back to comic book death before this is the death of me here. A comic book death is generally not taken seriously by readers and is rarely permanent or meaningful other than for story or thematic purposes. The term is usually not applied to the characters who have the ability to return from the dead as an established power or ability, such as Solomon Grundy or Ra's al Ghul. You keep your Raish to yourself. Or Raz. No. Ra's al Ghul. please. Yes, Ras Al Hanout, which is a spice. It's top of the shelf, head of the shelf. You get it? Word etymologies, dude. Let's see, yeah, and it goes on and on about examples and stuff. But soap opera, radio drama, and television genre, also known for such character deaths. Soap opera is known because they were targeted towards the housewife, and the advertisements were detergents for housewives to home keep. Yes, it's inherently sexist. It's the past. The past is inherently sexist, isn't it? And this is we live in the future, and we've got 21st century problems and 21st century solutions that will follow them. I guarantee you. But yeah, comic book death is this is the death of Superman. This is Superman number 75. Superman got a volume 1 following the Crisis on Infinite Earths, and so that's why it's such a low page number. And there's also The Adventures of Superman, which was longer running. There was Action Comics as well, and so this was huge, a big ballyhooed. And this is one of the largest selling comic books ever. I believe there were just 6 million of these. I don't know if it's sold, but shipped. I mean, so this is like really when also like direct market started skewing from the newsstand, I think. Because I mean, what about the returnability of this? I mean, how could you? How could you rip off a portion of this cover, to prove that it didn't sell and got destroyed? That's interesting. I never even thought of that. And then it followed up a little later on with the Adventures of Superman number 500. I don't even know it's in here. Okay, well, there's a Skybox trading card. Trading cards are huge. And this one, this is Superman 75. And this was supposed to have been like, this is like at the beginning of the 90s. This is 92, 93 when this stuff started. So by 1996 or so, you have this speculator implosion where all this stuff started backfiring. And about the same time, you have Image Comics doing their thing as well. So, comics were a big, robust place. It was the end of the Copper Age. The Copper Age, as stated in the glossary of the Overstreet Price Guide, runs between 1984 and 1992-93. We've been in some kind of nebulous catch-all modern age of comics ever since. And since this is also I've never opened these, so this must be mint unless something happens to it, like a burn or a slice or anything. No, this is intact. And this has a kit of things: an exclusive Skybox trading card, a Black Morning armband, the Daily Planet obituary, full color commemorative stamps, full color memorial poster, and a Superman number 75 with a fold out backsplash poster. I looked this up on the internet superhighway, and it says that this is a cover date of January 1993, cover price of $2.50. Its current value is $20. Yet, according to Overstreet, the mighty Overstreet Price Guide. Damn. Where'd you go? Superman. Superman second series. Title continues numbering. Blah blah. That's 94. Superman 75. That's what we're looking for. Ooh. Oh no, that's the Golden Age. Where are we? Superman 75. Oh, here we go. Newsstand copy is $12. Direct sales, no UPC codes, Second and fourth prints are $4. Direct sales, no UPC code. First print are $15. But the issue number 75, collector's edition. Poly bagged with poster, obituary, postage stamp, and armband. Direct sales only. Near mint, 9.2. This is worth $36. That's book value. Would I get $36 for this? Hell no. I mean, I gotta wait till most of these, naturally become destroyed over time. Yeah. I mean, so I could see, $20 for this. Sure. I mean, are you losing $16? I mean, isn't that like? It sounds like betting. Like, you know what I mean? Hey, I mean, I went in with $5,000, but I lost $20,000 because and. No, you lost $5,000. And you see, some things just make absolutely no sense to me. Just being silly. And this here is not the return of Superman. This is just playing with the same theme. It was a $2.95 cover price, and it's an extra oversized. This is the first appearance of Hank Henshaw, the cyborg Superman. I believe the second appearance of John Henry Irons, Steel. I believe this could be the first appearance of Superboy, Connor Kent, Con-El. And I believe, according to the book, let's put on the reader cheaters again. My good friend MC reminded me of what they're called. Damn. I always say damn when I put these things on. That's what Jim Kirk says in Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, when he needs to wear his glasses to see the display. The display. Adventures of Superman. Number 500. Collector's edition with card. Near mint, 9.2. Worth $10. Would I be able to sell this for $10? Maybe. Would I want to? I don't know. But it's good to know. I mean, we're a part of this. These would have to be 9.2 underneath the bag. I mean, does the bag count as part of its mint condition? That's what I'd like to know, because there is, just like, see over here, like a little wear and tear. But the bag's supposed to protect it. If the bag was completely mauled, I guess, or sun bleached, that would be a different thing. But that's a good question. If anyone knows the answer to that, please put it in the comment section. I'd love to know. Thank you so very much for showing up today. We've been talking about comic books, and we're going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year. Welcome to the Comics Coffee Table. We're going forward. We're talking comic books every day. We make daily content. Please like and subscribe. I would love to earn your subscription. We make daily comic book content here, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern. We put our troubles aside and embrace escapism and talk about what matters, just for about 20 minutes a day. And, then we get back to our lives and take care of business. There's a job for you, Superman. Indeed. You have a great day. Namaste. Good luck. God bless. And we will see you again tomorrow in those funny pages. Cheers. Bye-bye.